Hi, my name is Meg Edwards, and I'm a GTD coach, and we're doing a series on GTD for beginners. And today I wanted to talk about the weekly review because, as many of you know, the weekly review is the critical success factor. There's nothing worse than spending all this time and attention and energy and money installing GTD just to have it kind of fall apart. And the weekly review is something that when you give yourself that time to get clean and current every week, or as often as you need to, it will make this methodology stick because you are getting clean and current on a regular basis. But what I find is that it can be very daunting for people when they're just starting because they're not fully installed. They may not have the tool fully set up. They may have, still thousands of emails in their inbox and paper and still a lot on their mind. And so, how can you possibly do a weekly review like in an hour? So today I want to talk about 3 steps in the weekly review. And if you look at the weekly review, David Allen, he never numbered it. He just said, my recommendation is to take a look at these pieces weekly, or as often as you need to, so that you can stay clean and current. So today I want to talk about the calendar and the waiting for list because I think that these are 3 nice little easy wins for you to start. And then I'll be doing more on other parts of the weekly review. Now, that doesn't mean that this is the only thing that you should be looking at if you really do need to be looking at your project list, etc. But if you're just kind of overwhelmed and you're like, where do I even start? I'm going to have you start with the calendar and the waiting for, which are 3 steps. There are 2 parts to the calendar, which is looking back in your calendar and looking forward in your calendar. Everybody has a calendar, whether it's paper-based or electronic. Some people have several calendars. What can be so helpful is to go back in your calendar and just make sure nothing fell through the cracks. Maybe there was a next action that you put on your calendar and you didn't get to it that day. Maybe there was a meeting where you didn't clarify and organize the meeting notes. Or maybe there was a next action from that meeting that you didn't take. It's just an opportunity for you to go back so you know that nothing is going to fall through the cracks. That's about creating that trusted system. Then you want to go look ahead in your calendar. And I think one of the things that happens is people think, oh, I only go a week ahead. My recommendation is to go further than just a week. Go a couple of weeks out, go a month out if you can, and see what's coming at you. It's like, oh, that vacation's coming, or that meeting's coming, or that board meeting's coming, or that one-on-one is coming. Whatever that is, do you need to schedule some time so that you're prepared for whatever that is that's coming up? Is there a birthday or an anniversary that's coming up that, you can be proactive and not let it catch you till the day before or the day of, which is what I see sometimes happens with people. It also is an opportunity for you to practice the concept of the threefold nature of work, which is ensuring that you have enough space in your calendar for doing, engaging, for clarifying and organizing your work, and for the unplanned that may be coming your way. And I see an opportunity for people when they're doing this part of the weekly review to try to get more space. Are you back-to-back meetings? Is there an opportunity to make that meeting instead of an hour, 45 minutes long? Is there an opportunity to delegate maybe a meeting that you don't really need to go to? Are you doubled and tripled book? And this is an opportunity to renegotiate that. So you're just going to one meeting. And this can take some time. I have some clients that have such a packed calendar that it takes just a lot to do a calendar review that they pull that out from their weekly review and just do a calendar review. And I think that you may feel so much more in control with looking at your previous calendar data and looking at your upcoming data, because that may just generate a whole lot of actions and projects and agendas and waiting fors that you haven't captured. And then you can clarify and organize it and just do that. And that may be enough for your weekly review this week. If you want to take another step, another, I think, easy win is a waiting for list, whether you have created one or you haven't created one yet. Those are the things that you're waiting to hear back on. They're things that you've delegated to people And you're tracking it for two reasons. One is to get it off of your mind, and the other is you don't want the ball to drop. And there are three things that you want to put on your waiting for list: who you're waiting on, what you're waiting on, and the start date that the waiting happened. Um, and then a due date if there's a hard due date. If there's an external commitment, then you can add that. If you haven't created a waiting for list, this is an opportunity to create one. And you can do that. So that when you come into your next weekly review, it's going to be easier to do those three parts of the weekly review in terms of doing the previous calendar data review, the upcoming calendar review, and your waiting for list. So I hope that this is just an opportunity or just maybe a strategy to just start the weekly review to say, that wasn't so bad, to get that current, those lists current. And then maybe you'll take another step. And if not, I'll do another video on other parts of the weekly review so that eventually you'll be able to do all the parts of the weekly review and make it so that it's just not feeling so overwhelming and daunting, and that you look forward to doing that reflecting time to stay clean and current. For more GTD resources, please visit gettingthingsdone.com and David Allen's YouTube channel. For more information on GTD coaching, please email us at info@gtdfocus.com or visit our website at gtdfocus.com.